Good morning and welcome to January 4th. How is your morning going? It is 8:15. I just got up about 30 minutes ago. I'm waiting for my coffee to brew and I'm sitting at my table working on my calendar. I have my old calendar that has like birthdays and things on it. And then I have my new calendar and my new planner. And I'm trying to get all of the things I know that are happening plus birthdays on the calendar. But I'm only on March. Actually, I'm still in February because I forgot one of the calendars. It just kind of helps ground me, you know, it helps me remember. Anyway, I wanted to show you my projects I've been working on. Oh, I forgot one. Hold on a second. Okay. So the first one is and I don't know what you've seen of these projects. Oh, also, I'm sorry. Welcome. My name is Susie. This is the Inquisitive Crafter, where I talk about my crochet and my knitting and whatever else I get up to. I'm trying to see how I can fit in my book stuff. I've been reading a lot. I read 68 books this year. So close to 70, but 68 is a good number. The last book I read was Farmer Boy by Laura Ingalls Wilder. Reread, I should say. That was good. But I have a couple of books I wanted to highlight because they were really good for my year. I keep them in a tracker. I haven't started my January one, although I just finished a book yesterday. I need to put in my January tracker. I keep a tracker on my iPad, but I don't know if I'm going to continue with it or go to something else. Oh, I did start a new one. I stole these pages from where did I steal these from? Erin Lane's Bags. And she had done a planner a few years ago, and so I got the digital planner, and then I just keep using the page. I like the little books thing and the little bookshelf you can put your things on. I'm trying to put all of the ones I've done in the same area so that I have a better record of what I've read. So I've been, when I write on them, I put stars. Oh, sorry. I put stars next to books that I really loved. I started that this year, things that meant something to me, or I just wanted to stay in that world forever. The yellow highlighted ones are audiobooks, and the blue highlighted ones are physical books. So as you can see from last year, not very many of those. Oh, I guess this is as far as I got. So I need to work on that. And I wanted to see how many I'd read the year before, because I felt like that was a really big year when I got back into reading, because I wasn't really reading before that. And I used to be a reader. I would read at the dinner table. I put my book on the floor and I'd sit like this and wonder if my dad was going to catch me. Anyway, let's talk about works in progress. I've finished nothing since the last time we saw each other, but I have been working on the Pinecrest Dishcloth. I don't remember who this is by, but I will put this down in the show notes. And this is a beautiful pattern that I have messed up. So this cloth is going to be for me. And then I'm going to immediately do another one. Actually, I think I'm going to stop this one and do another one since I have 2 balls of this yarn. This is a 24/7 cotton yarn. Is that 24/7? 27/4? Makes sense if it's 24/7 cotton yarn for by Line brand. And I really love this. It's so beautiful. And this yarn is a chain ply, so it's really sturdy. Like it feels like a scrubby yarn. I need to do a proper one of these and not have mistakes, so I can send it off to whoever wins the overall season most won games for, I'm sorry, it's so early for me. Knitters Brewing Company's knit and football group. And we had done a football pool where you, if you win that week, then somebody sends you a dishcloth and some little goodies. Anyway, I'm the season 18, that doesn't make any sense. Anyway, week 18. I'm the overall, that's what it is. I'm the overall, one of the 2 overall winners of the season hosts for people who won the most weeks. Yeah, okay. And how I screwed this up is, okay, so this is, I don't know if you can see this very well. This is a cluster stitch, like a cluster V-stitch, and it's supposed to have a chain 1 in there. I don't know if I did the chain 1 at my first time I did it. And then you do these shell stitches in the chain 1 of the cluster stitch below. Well, because I didn't know what I was doing them in between the cluster stitches. And then I went to rip it back and fix it, and I could not unstick the yarn, like it was stuck. So I said, okay, this is gonna be for me. That was the plan all along. I was gonna do 2, one for me, because this is my favorite color, and one for whoever I'm sitting off to. Also, I don't think I'm maintaining my stitch count because it's kind of sloping in, although it could be a tension change either, and it'll block out. But I wanna do this one, and then I wanna do a, hopefully I want to do a scrubby, because I have that scrubby yarn that's a green color also. So that's the plan, but I got to get that going, because when's football over? Monday? Sunday? Maybe there's no Monday. I have today. So that's what I'm working on today. Okay. Then I started my crochet jelly roll blanket. This is by the Bakery Bears. I can't remember the lady's name, but she has a knit jelly roll blanket that's very popular. Tons of people do it. And what a jelly roll is it comes from quilting, where you would take these rectangles of fabric and they'd be rolled up, and they're called jelly rolls. And you'd sew them all together, and it would look just strips next to each other, and they could be random. Anyway, I'm doing a DK weight one because that's what it is. And I've started with, this is from my 2025 Advent sock, Freckle Whimsy. This is also the leftovers. And then I found another ball. I'm so boned I started this one before I finished out this one. But I found from the other sock my leftovers and putting that in. And the only reason really I'm bummed, well, I think it just looked cool. But also this is from my brother's hat that I did, and it's a coarser yarn. It doesn't feel as nice. This feels all soft and yummy. This does not. I'm kind of worried because I'm not checking yarn content. I'm pretty sure these are all superwash though. That's future Susie's problem. I'm just going. Anyway, so I'm going to do the strip as long as I want it, and then I'll start another strip, and I'll start another strip, and I'll start another strip, and I'll just keep adding to them. And I plan on actually putting in, well, I don't know. I don't have very many DK scraps, but I have lots of DK yarn, so I could put in partial balls of yarn from that. So that's been fun. I'm very excited. I've been wanting to do a jelly roll, but I don't really, knitting is not my favorite thing. Saying that though, these 2 projects were crochet. My next 2 projects are knitting. So here is the progress I have made on my husband's football sock. Let me turn it in inside out. wrap outside in. So I am doing a field of stars, which does not look good in this light, but in real light looks pretty good. And then I'm almost done with this little panel, and then the next panel is going to be like a rocket ship on black also. And then I will end up with a red toe, and I will be done. So this is going pretty good. I had to put it in the corner for a little bit of a timeout because I'd screwed up one of the little patterns, these little star patterns. Something happened, but after some thought, I figured it out, which is what yarn timeout is for. I really want to be working on this. This is what I want to be doing, but I've got to discipline myself to do this. And then my last thing is my January socks. I'm doing these in tandem with my 2024 Freckled Whimsy Advent sock that I never worked up. And I did day 1. Day 2 was, I talked about this, but this is a contrast color that I just picked out of my stash. And then I think I should have pulled all the red out and started with this purple. But I just said, hey, it'll look cute. And so it's a little pop of color. And it works. And so today's color, day 4, I already started. It's a darker purple. So, but anyway, I caught up on both socks. So I'm happy about that. So I can get a sock done in a month. Okay. What are we doing today? My husband's watching a lot of football. I'm going to be doing a lot of crocheting and reading and watching things. And we've already been to the grocery store, so yay. Okay. Okay, so it has been an hour since I last talked to you, and this is how far I've gotten. Look how pretty that is in the lighting. So I'm at the halfway point. I totally would have messed this dishcloth off. This is the new dishcloth that I started. The Pinecrest Dishcloth by Measured and Stitched on measuredandstitched.com. I think I found it on Ravelry, but look at this. Look at that. It looks so beautiful. So you do these rows, and then you do 4 breakup rows, I guess, and then you repeat this at the top, and then there's an edging. So I should have this done by today, which means I can do my scrubby, and then tomorrow get some goodies. If my daughter's free, if she's not working, maybe she'll go with me to get some goodies and be able to mail my package off to whoever wins it, which is not going to be me because I am way at the bottom. My picks have been horrible. My husband's picks have been horrible, and I keep forgetting to make them, so that doesn't help. Okay. This is so enjoyable, and this hook, this TLYC and Hobby, it flies. It fits my hand so perfectly. It's so extremely light. It just slips through almost as good as my Furls gold hooks, which they don't make anymore, but a lot lighter too. So I'm really, way to go, Tony Lipsy. I'm really enjoying this. Okay.